Hey, sexy. Welcome to Godfather Minute. I'm Alex Robinson.
And I'm Andy Zazavinson.
Together we are the Godfather Minute Brothers. Here to talk about minute 69 of The Godfather. Oh, yeah.
We need to do a Godfather rap.
Totally.
It's about time, right?
Oh, as in character? Or?
My name is Fredo, and I'm here to say,
Oh, yeah. So it'll be like one rap, but each person would take a turn to sing.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Look at Razzi, break it down, Bob. I see that. I think that's our bonus content, right?
Well, but first we have to talk about minute 69.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Minuto numero 69. Minuto numero 69. Up top, mi amigo.
Every time you say that number, either in English or Italian, any language, I had to go into that.
Oh, boy, wow. Oh, yeah. Anyway, we're here to talk about minute 69 of The Godfather. Oh, yeah. And in the minute, the mysterious black car eyes Mikey and Enzo, and then it speeds away. Mikey and Enzo share a cigarette, and then the cops show up and start grabbing Mikey.
Well, in this minute, they don't get that far.
Yeah, they do. They grab him, and then the other car pulls up.
Oh,
and then
a
mysterious figure emerges from the car.
So they grab him, but they don't stand him up straight.
No, yeah, they're just like collaring him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're patting him down and all that stuff. So yeah, there you go. So
Let's talk.
I assume the first two guys were Turk's men. Were Salazzo's men.
The car that came up
the first
sped
car,
away?
yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's not identified in the book or the movie, but we assume that.
But they don't look like they're cops. They're wearing like plain
that's
clothes.
Right. Yeah.
Very plain clothes. So do you think then where did they go? Did they go to like a payphone and then call the cops and say, "What? One of the Corleones is there"?
I asked myself the same thing, and it's so odd because in this 1 minute, that car drives away and you start to hear sirens.
Right.
Like almost immediately, and they pull up. So are they around the corner?
That's where they make the fudge.
It's around the corner.
Yeah, so the cops...
They must be. I mean, this is before cell phones, and I don't think any of them got out and made a call on a public telephone.
But if they were just around the corner, you think they would be there much quicker than just like... Their sirens wouldn't be like... far away.
Yeah.
They would have to be close to someone.
Or they would have even seen Mikey and Enzo in the first place walking into the hospital if they were really that close.
And then plus they would have even if they went around the corner and then called the police, it's not like the cops have phones in their car.
Yeah.
They would still have to call like dispatcher, would call McCluskey or whatever. McCluskey would have to call the cops, and the cops would have to then go, so it's...
What do I have to draw you a map so you understand this, a timeline?
So maybe the cops were already on their way there for some reason. Like just as like protection for the mob guys or something.
I guess, but just additional protection.
How did they know we were coming? I'm going
to look back in the book and see what the timeline is. I think it happens very fast. The car seemed about to stop, then sped forward. They stayed in the street smoking for what was no more than 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
When suddenly the night air was split by a police siren.
Okay, that makes sense. So the movie the movie is different than the book.
You got it.
And so yeah, they just compressed the time a little.
Exactly,
So,
yeah.
or either that, or it took Enzo a really long time to light that cigarette. He was really fumbling around. For
Michael
a long
wanted to
time.
see how long it would take for him to do it.
I think in the original version, they did it in real time, so it was just 10 minutes of him
know.
trying to light the
Well,
cigarette. And
then Coppola was such a perfectionist that did about 40 takes of that in real time.
wow, so each one was 10 minutes long.
They used like 15 cans of film just on Enzo trying to light that thing.
They were right. They should have replaced him with
With
Robert Redford.
So was it Enzo who couldn't light it, or was it the actor? Was the actor actually supposed to light the cigarette? And then Coppola said, no, keep it. It's perfect. He's nervous.
I think originally this part was going to be played by, was supposed to be played by the actor who played Bruno Tattaglia.
Mm-hmm.
So they expected him to be really good and suave with the lighter and do all sorts of tricks and stuff. But because they had to reshoot this because Al Pacino broke his foot, they had to recast the actor. And then this guy, he told them, oh yes, I know a lot about, I can do lighter. Very good, very good.
Very good. Very good. I used the lighter.
And he assumed that he'd have time to practice before the actual filming, and he just kind of kept putting it off.
So do you think when the roles were shifted that Bruno backstage was giving him pointers, kind of like an illusionist 101 crash course on how to
No,
do
the
some lighter?
opposite. The opposite was true.
What do
Because
you
he
mean?
didn't want, because he knew that if Enzo was good with the lighter, it would make him a big star.
Oh, it's perfect for him, that role, that lighter.
They didn't want any competition when it comes to the suave Italian lighter guy
Yeah.
actors. You gotta
I think
stake that territory for himself.
I think we've touched on this before, but my guest is within the musician, the magician and illusionist community. They keep their secrets tight.
Oh yeah,
They keep their jokes tight
and
and their magic tighter.
I feel like that's probably true.
Yeah.
It's a good policy to
Yeah.
not to tell you.
Do you think illusionists are tighter or looser than magicians with how much they share within their community?
I think illusionists are tighter, but because of the power of the illusion, they make you think they're telling you how the trick is done. So you're like, oh, that guy's lame. I totally knew how he did every single trick. He was like, did you? You like magicians?
Yeah,
You like magic?
yeah, I do. It's fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I probably go, I don't know, maybe once a month.
Do you really?
No. I see. I just tricked you with my illusion. You believed me. I'm not sure why illusionists and magicians always talk that way.
Like what?
You believed me.
Because they have to have they have to be all mysterious.
No, I don't know. It's a novelty, of course. And I go, I don't know, every 4 years when I'm in Vegas.
Do you remember the last
Tahoe.
magician you saw?
I do. We went to Tahoe. I sound like I'm in a movie now. It's either in Vegas or Tahoe, but we tend to go to Tahoe every spring break.
Oh.
Catch the tail end of the skiing there. And we saw one guy who was really well known, but now I don't remember his name. And he's toured and done all kinds of stuff. It was really good. It was a small venue, which was nice. If
David
it was a small
Copperfield?
room. No, not that big.
Doug Henning?
I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah. He told me his name, but then he made me forget it with one of his tricks.
That seems like a bad trick to do.
Yeah, you will never remember anything tonight. Not even how good this performance was.
You went to go see Britney Spears tonight.
And she was terrible.
Disappears in a puff of smoke.
So one more thing about Enzo and Bruno Tattaglia.
Uh-huh.
Do you think Clemenza's wife got her hands on this script and she played a role in switching the parts?
Oh, wow. So not only is she doing dialogue, she's actually doing casting decisions
yeah.
too. Well, she made the right choice. I mean,
Yeah.
film won Academy Awards. You can't knock success.
Yeah.
So yes, I think she did.
Maybe she's got some magic in her back pocket.
She's definitely a wizard with a editing pen.
So what else we got for this minute?
Well, there's a bit of a symbolism going on. Enzo goes to light the lighter, and the lighter we were just talking about, and his hands are shaking. So do you think are they supposed to be implying that he has like a neurological disorder or some kind of...
I think you're looking into it too far. He's nervous.
Oh, you think he's just nervous?
Yeah, he's Enzo the baker. He's not trained to look like a hood.
Got it. So
he's
so then
scared.
because then when Mikey takes the lighter, he's cool as a cucumber.
Yeah. We forgot to mention too, before Mikey takes before the car even speeds away, Mikey puts his hand in his own jacket pocket as if he
has a gun,
demonstrating to all that he has a gun.
Yeah.
And maybe that's when Enzo started browning his drawers.
So it's like a baking term.
I was trying to mix it up.
Brown your drawers for 20 minutes. Preheat the oven.
You brown the drawers. But maybe that's when Enzo realized how serious this was.
Yeah, we don't know when Enzo realized what's going on. Do you think he would have, if he would have known that, like, if he had known that he's in a potential assassination attempt?
Yeah, I think he would have stayed.
Oh, okay.
I think he would have stayed. But like we talked about last time, it's better to be indebted to the Godfather than to have
you indebted to the Godfather. No, wait. It's better to be. It's better to have the Godfather be indebted to you.
Yes,
by staying.
You wouldn't be indebted to the Godfather if you just ran away. Mikey says, "Wait outside." He's like, "All right," he runs away screaming,
throwing the flowers up in the air. For your father.
Or Enzo goes. Later, they go back to the Godfather's room number 2, where they put him.
Number 2.
And Mikey goes up to Don Corleone and says, "Pop, I'm with you now." And he pulls up the sheet, and it's Enzo who's hiding in there with Don Corleone.
Oh, he's with him in there?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
That's why Don's crying, because his lungs are all compressed with Enzo on top of him.
That's why you had to move his hand.
I stay here and keep company with your father. Your father. Him and his brown drawers.
Yeah, so the lighter.
The lighter.
Mike's now already not scared at all.
Yeah.
By the presence of
it's symbolism, like you pointed out. But isn't it backwards symbolism? I don't know what you call that. I'm sure that's
reverse symbolism.
Well,
that's literalism.
He's definitely cool as a cucumber, and it shows that he's calm and can handle. He's smart, not like everyone says. But he is the one providing the light. Whereas isn't really this the beginning where he is extinguishing the light? His path to darkness?
Yeah, I guess so. From it's
kind of reverse
symbolism. You also say it's fire, which has the power to be destructive or constructive.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sure there are any other scene. Oh well, the other scene where someone lights a cigarette is where Bruno Tattaglia tries lights Lucas cigarette. So I think also what's interesting about this one is that Mike notices the symbolism of it. Like he looks at when he sees their hands next to each other, and that Enzo's hands. But for a baker, you think they'd have to have steady, rock steady hands.
Well, have you gone to his shop? His cannolis are not that good looking.
Oh, really?
They're all zigzaggy. Well, that's why Enzo Nazarene hired him, not just because he was trying to find a husband or a cheap labor, because he was Italian. Enzo was Italian and repatriated to America as sort of a prisoner of war. We talked about that a while ago. But Nazarene needed someone in particular who could knead the dough well with his shaky hands. Yeah. And a guy who could brown the buns well, brown the drawers.
And then we hear a bit of thunder, which I thought was kind of it's not something you hear very frequently when it's wintertime in New York City, but I tried to look up. I'm really trying to pin down what day this was, but I cannot find any not astronomical. What's the weather one?
That's astrological.
Astrological. I could not find any astrological information.
20% chance of Sagittarius today.
Exactly.
With a light sprinkling of Aquarius.
Totally. So I could not find any of that information. So.
And we do know that this is one day after the shooting.
But
we still never figured out the timeline of when the shooting occurred. If it was right on Christmas or Christmas Eve.
We have to assume it's before Christmas.
Yeah.
Or Christmas Eve, I guess, is literally before Christmas. But,
Merry Christmas.
But we never really see how it impacts their life.
No.
So, and I guess the Don just had a birthday in December too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, the day that the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor.
Oh, well, they didn't know it was Pop's birthday.
Yeah, well, how do we know that they didn't know that? You add Miss Clemenza to the mix, and you never know what's possible.
You think that the Japanese mafia is connected to this somehow?
Clemenza's wife is really the head of the Yakuza.
Well,
so what else we got?
That's all I have for minute 69. Not a huge amount going on.
Well, so at the end of the minute, like you said, you hear this thunder, and it coincides right when this dark figure gets out of the car. Mm-hmm. Enter Captain McCluskey.
Enter Captain McCluskey. Stand him up.
Awesome. I think one of the best characters of Godfather 1. And what a great intro, too. He gets out of the car. You hear the thunder, the car door slams, and he's just coming out of this dark silhouette.
Right.
So a little bit about McCluskey. Puzo writes quite a bit about him in the movie. Puzo writes quite a bit about him in the book that you really don't learn about in the movie. He's really not in it much in the movie at all.
Not, sorry.
Just this very brief scene, and then later at the restaurant.
In that sense, the book is very different than the movie.
Let's talk about Captain McCluskey. So here's some background information you may not have known, Alex.
Okay, talk it to me.
McCluskey's cop. McCluskey's father was a cop.
Oh, that's not surprising.
That's not surprising. I think a lot of those like early 20th century and 19th century jobs tended to stay in the city jobs, tended to stay in the family.
For his father.
For his father, yes. McCluskey's father used to walk the same beat. So he wasn't even just a cop, but he walking the same beat. And I think unlike now, cops had a territory, like a neighborhood.
Yeah. I guess they still do. It was precincts.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But I think it was maybe, I don't remember in the book. I think he did live there in this neighborhood too.
Yeah, I think that used to be a thing.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they maybe had more ownership of their responsibility.
More familiar with the neighborhood and who's who and who the criminals, who the troublemakers were and so on.
Yeah.
I think there used to be a lot more beat cops too who'd walk around with their stick.
With the spinning the nightstick. That's awesome. The only equivalent of the spinning the nightstick I thought about now is a lifeguard who sort of spins their whistle. I can't think of any other job where you're spinning a tool that you're required to have on you while you're working.
What about like a cowboy with like a lasso? Is that different? Because that's actually using the thing, not just absentmindedly fiddling with it.
It's good thinking. So McCluskey's father was a cop. He used to walk the same beat and collected money for protection. It was what everyone did, and it's what McCluskey does now too. I don't think it wasn't even expected you could live on your salary. You just had to take money. Yeah. So it was just part of what you did.
Yeah. Not like today, right?
Not like today.
Cops are not, no. You always hear all these stories about like even cops who try to be like above the board, like have to take bribes because otherwise the other cops will be like, why isn't this guy taking bribes? Like he's going to be a troublemaker. Yeah. So that's kind of hard to get that. Yeah. Change the culture of that kind of corruption. Yeah. Anyway.
I hear that in Mexico, a police officer's salary is not enough to live on, so they have to take money to live.
You pay. They're so corrupt. You pay to be a cop there.
You probably do,
right? Just to get the job.
Yeah, yeah. Oh boy,
to get the concession.
Let's not go to Mexico. I mean, let's go to visit, but let's not go there now in our conversation.
Right.
So when McCluskey became a cop, he took money, but he really took care of his neighborhood, and Puzo really made him out to be not a great guy, but he took pride in what he did, and he would beat bad guys up so badly that they would move to different neighborhoods. He really had a reputation for being a badass,
right?
And because he really wanted to protect his neighborhood.
Yeah, under different circumstances, I'm sure Mikey could have gotten along with McCluskey if the Turk hadn't gotten to him first.
Yeah, maybe they could. Maybe they could have had a good relationship. And McCluskey, here's an interesting anecdote that Puzo wrote about.
You know his first name?
Captain.
Captain?
Yeah.
He really was destined to be a cop.
I have to look back. I don't remember seeing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sure it's in there. I don't have
you know
notes.
What? We asked, we'll answer.
Captain McCluskey had confiscated some betting slips.
Betting? B-E-T-T or
yes,
B-E-D-D?
from a bookie.
Okay.
Betting.
I thought it was the strips that are attached to the mattress that you're not allowed to.
Oh, no, he wouldn't confiscate those, or else he'd have to show up in the morning and he'd have to appear before a judge and show cause. So McCluskey would confiscate betting slips from bookies that were written in code. And so the code indicated how much the bookie would pay out.
Uh-huh.
Are you following this so far? So let's just say I'm the bookie.
Okay,
and you're the
bookie.
customer. You come and you make a bet with me.
Okay.
And I write it all on the slip in code because in case it's
confiscated.
It's confiscated, it can't be used as evidence against me. And so if you...
So your code would be like AR $50.
$50, like Steelers.
Okay.
No Giants.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be able to interpret it.
No. Impenetrable.
But it would have to be decipherable by me, the bookie, so that at the end of that game, I would look at all my slips and say, hey, this punk Alex Robinson owes me $50 because the
Steelers won.
The Steelers won. And so McCluskey confiscates all these booking slips. The bookie would want to buy them back from the police officer so that the bookie wouldn't get ripped off by his clients.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Because then if he doesn't have those slips, he can't get the money back from them. Now McCluskey...
It's like when you go to the store and something doesn't have a price tag on it, you're just allowed to take it.
What do you mean? Just take it?
Yeah, there's no price tag on it. That's their fault if they didn't...
You can't just take it. You got to find out. You got to get a price check.
We'll have to look into that. We'll have to ask and answer that during the
Alex, I'm your brother and I love you, but you got to pay for merchandise.
If there's a price tag on it.
Oh man! All right, I'll scrub this out later. I don't want anyone to be able to use this as evidence against you in a court. And so let's see. So McCluskey, so he was going to sell them back to bookies, but he needed to make sure he was getting a good price because if they were cheap tickets, if they were expensive,
then they'd want to pay. They should want to pay more.
Exactly. Yeah, the captain could get more for it. That's the end of the story.
Wait, so McCluskey would confiscate their books, and
then
it was just
pay
him back.
Yeah, so the captain would
hold them hostage, basically.
Basically, yeah, and the bookie would say, "Hey, I'll give you $50. I'll give you $50 so that you be McCluskey. Go ahead.
Okay.
You ready? Action.
Try the veal. It's the best in the city.
Yeah, sure. Hey, how much you want for them? I'll give you $40 for them bookie slips you stole from me.
Why, you little punk?
What is that? All you can say in this movie? Come on, I'll give you. What do you think? $40? So you got another choice?
Stand them up.
Yeah, I'll stand it up to $45. That's all I'll give you.
That was McCluskey choking when the bullet penetrates his.
That was the McCluskey necktie.
Yeah, the McCluskey necktie, McCluskey necklace.
So Bootser didn't write how he would actually decipher them. They'd probably negotiate back and forth. I'm guessing.
Isn't it just easier for McCluskey to just say, "Listen, give me $50 a week, and we're all set"?
No, he wanted to get as much. He could get hundreds of dollars for it.
But why go? But then he has to arrest them and confiscate their papers every time. Isn't it just easier to just say, "Listen"?
Oh, just don't even take them in the first place.
Yeah,
protection.
Simplify it, and I can understand maybe doing that once to get the impression of what the guy, how much they'll pay. But
yeah, that makes. Now you're thinking like a cop.
It's more efficient. You just do it once, and then you just
Mikey, Fredo, Sonny, Clemens, I gotta watch out. This guy's after my job. He's finding ways to get money for protection. He's taking clothes off the rack that don't have a price tag. This guy's got some good ideas. He's gonna be the last Don.
Gee, Pop.
You're smart, not like everybody says.
Well, it means a lot to me, Pop. Well, they don't get stuffed over. So I guess Fredo, when Sonny died, was Fredo yes, I get to be the Don.
We'll get there. I don't remember Fredo's reaction. Pop. Yeah. How
long is it until McCluskey gets killed?
Minute 90.
Minute 90. And so how many minutes are left?
It's minute 69. 80 minus 69. Carry the 1.
11.
11 minutes.
11 minutes.
That's not much at all.
No, 11 minutes till he shoots the
Oh my
turkey.
gosh. So we got to start working on another countdown.
We got to start thinking about it.
Do you want to put it on our support page and have people vote?
Yes. We'll come up with some. We'll brainstorm some next. Maybe we'll talk about that in the bonus content.
Okay.
We'll
yeah, that and the Godfather rap. Don't forget.
Godfather rap, and we'll brainstorm next countdowns. I actually have some interesting other news to talk about in the count. Maybe this week will just be kind of a potpourri.
Yeah.
So maybe,
Sounds good.
maybe this one. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's it. Let's rate it and let's move on to the bonus content.
Oh, okay,
Let's
then.
get to our Godfather rap.
Okay, so I'm gonna rate this one 2. I mean, you get a little bit of the symbolism of the thing, but it does end on a cliffhanger, which is good. But not. There's only like 2 lines of dialogue. You did good, and can I help you?
And if you really push the McCluskey stuff into the next minute, I'd give it a 2 too.
2. This is
22.
This is a little more like a trailer for tomorrow for next week's episode. Yeah.
I agree.
All right. I guess that'll wrap up this minute. If you want to listen to us if you want to keep listening to us talk, go to godfatherminute.com/support, and you can get a little bit of bonus episode, just $1 a show. That's all it is. And so we're going to We Ask, We Answered about McCluskey's first name.
Godfather rap.
And we're also going to brainstorm some ideas. I wrote down brainstorm, but not what we were supposed to be talking about.
Oh, okay.
You remember what it was?
What, the We Asked, We Answered?
No, I got the We Ask, We Answer, but then I just wrote down another thing that we said. Oh, we should talk about that during the... anyway, who cares? We'll figure it out. All right. Until then,
next time,
try the veal. It's the best in the city.